Giants fans, welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and I'm smiling because my bosses, they told me I need to smile more on these shows. But guys, I promise you, I am pissed off. I'm upset because our guy, our captain of the defense, Jabrill Peppers, is out for the season. Man, this sucks. It seems like any time the Giants take one step forward, it's two steps back. Beat the Carolina Panthers. Now you lose Jabrill Peppers, your captain, your safety on the defense. He's out for the year with a torn ACL. Jabrill Peppers, he went down in the third quarter of the game versus the Carolina Panthers, and at the time it seemed like an ankle injury. He was holding his ankle. Nobody really knew what was going on. No report whether he was questionable to return or would return to action came out, and now we see why. It's because it was very, very serious. Jabrill Peppers, not only does he have a torn ACL that's going to cause him to miss the rest of the season, he also is dealing with a high ankle sprain on that same leg. So on his leg, he has a high ankle sprain and he has a torn ACL. Just absolutely brutal news for Jabrill Peppers and this Giants team, because Peppers, he was a captain on this team. And he's the third captain this year that's on the New York Giants that is out for the season with an injury. Just absolutely brutal. And the things that I'm worried about with Jabrill Peppers is he's on the last year of his contract. He's set to be a free agent. And there's going to be a big question on if the Giants should bring him back or let him walk in free agency. And for his own sake, it sucks for Peppers because he's not going to get the bag like he probably should have this offseason, coming off an ACL injury like this. But guys, let me hear it. Get it down in the comments. Be active. Everyone asks me, Marshall, how can I support the show? It's by commenting in the comment section when I ask questions like this, because more comments signals a signal to YouTube to share this video with more New York Giants fans. So go down in the comment and let me know. What is your one-word reaction to the Jabrill Peppers injury? If you can hit with a YouTube ad break, scroll on down, answer the comment, and by the time you scroll back up, I'll be on screen talking. For me, my one-word reaction is, what the fuck, man? This is just absolutely brutal. It seems like this season for the New York Giants is cursed. Nothing can go right, and everything that will go wrong has gone wrong. But this one, it really stings because I love Jabrill Peppers. There's some things I don't like about his game. I wish he was more of a coverage type of safety. In my opinion, he's an in-the-box safety that's really good against the run. That's a fact. And also a fact, he's not that great in pass coverage. But I love Jabrill Peppers. He's an absolute dog. When this guy was on the field this year, he made plays that no other Giant could make. Like this past week against the Carolina Panthers. The play where he rushed up the middle, took on the blocking back, ran right through him, and chased Sam Darnold down was absolutely electric. He was a player the Giants were missing on this defense while he missed a couple games due to injury. But I feel terrible for Jabrill Peppers. Anytime you suffer a season-ending injury, it sucks as a player because you put your heart, you put your all into being available on Sundays, and now you're out for the year. But the thing that sucks the most for Jabrill Peppers is he's in a contract year. He was heading into free agency looking to get the bag because his season back in 2020 was one of the best seasons in the NFL as a safety. And now he's going to go into free agency with a lot of question marks. A lot of teams are going to ask him, say, Jabrill Peppers, are you going to be able to get back to the player you once were? When are you going to be able to be back? Anytime you suffer an ACL injury, and what is it, week 7 heading into week 8 of the 2021 NFL season, who knows if he's going to be ready for the first week of the 2022 NFL season. Absolutely a brutal blow for the New York Giants, but even worse for Jabrill Peppers. So guys, like this video to wish Jabrill Peppers a speedy recovery. He deserves it. He wears being a New York Giant on his sleeve, and I love having him on this team. He's the heartbeat of this defense. He's a dog. He just gets it. But man, this sucks. So like this video to wish Jabrill Peppers a speedy recovery because he needs it in his bag, his pockets. They need it. So go ahead and like this video right now. Jabrill Peppers in 2020, one of the best safeties in the NFL. Not a debate. Can't debate it. Tackles, career high. Tackles for loss, career high. Sacks, career high. 11 pass breakups, career high. Jabrill Peppers had the best season of his young NFL career last year with the New York Giants. Him and Patrick Graham, they were a great duo. Graham used him all over the field, in the box, in the slot, as a single high safety, as a strong safety, a guy that could line up across tight ends and jam him at the line of scrimmage and attempt to cover him. And now he is gone. He is out for the season. But more so just on what this means for Jabrill Peppers, what does this mean for the New York Giants? Are the Giants going to re-sign Jabrill Peppers following the 2021 NFL season? You're a safety. You are a player that is reliant on explosiveness. That's what Jabrill Peppers is. He's a downhill player. And anytime you suffer an ACL injury, as you get closer to 30, it is tough. And Jabrill Peppers, is he going to be re-signed by the New York Giants? Dave Gettleman, if he's the GM, he has a decision to make. You may be able to get him on a 1-year cheap prove-it type deal. That may be the only deal that Jabrill Peppers is really going to be only deal he's going to be able to manifest this upcoming free agency. Because when you're a Euro player coming off an ACL injury midway through the current season, you're probably not going to be ready for the 2022 season opener. And your free agency stock's going to take a hit. It just sucks. That's just the truth. I feel awful for Jabrill Peppers. But guys, this is why you click that big red button. This is why you subscribe to New York Giants Now. The news about Jabrill Peppers being out for the season was out less than 20 minutes ago, and we are already in the stew. Me and my guy, producer Trace, we're getting a Giants video out for you guys. We do this for you guys, and this is why you subscribe. Breaking news, we've got a video out within an hour. Any news, any rumors, any trade rumors, I promise you, we will make a video on that. We are getting closer to 3,000 subscribers here on Giants Now, and I want to get there very, very soon. So join the fam, go down, hit that big red button, and be a member of New York Giants Now. Man, this just sucks. I really just don't even know what to say at this point. My heart hurts for Jabrill Peppers. He's done for the season, but what does this mean for the Giants? I can't keep talking about Jabrill Peppers because it sucks. He's my favorite player on this defense, and he is proud to be a New York Giant, and he cares about being a New York Giant, the New Jersey native. He just had that swagger and that passion that nobody else really had on this defense. I mean, you go back to the New Orleans Saints game earlier this year when he went out for the overtime coin toss, when he had to leave that game due to an injury. And everyone knows what he said. I'm not going to cuss again. I already cussed once. That's not a good look on me, but I let my emotions get the best of me. So guys, please forgive me. But we all know what he said. We want that. Yeah, he went out and said that. I love Jabrill Peppers. But what are the Giants going to do? They've already made some moves so far. They signed J.R. Reed to their practice squad as safety. He was formerly with the Los Angeles Rams, and he's not going to be a Jabrill Peppers replacement, but he is a guy that's going to be able to come in and claim a roster spot. He's signed to the practice squad, but I think he will be moved up to the Giants active roster very, very soon because this Giants safety room is getting deep. It's not deep anymore. It was deep to start the season, but now you only got guys like Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, and it sucks. Logan Ryan, he's the third one. But what this injury means even more so is Xavier McKinney, he's going to continue to get the bulk of the snaps. I think I saw a stat earlier this year that since week 2 of the 2021 NFL season, he has played every single snap. And that's something that you want to see out of a guy like Xavier McKinney. A second-round pick out of Alabama, missed a large part last year due to an injury. He's bounced back. He's played really, really well. I'd like to see him more so in the box instead of just that free safety role, but he's played well. He's been good against the pass. He has one of the lowest passer ratings when being targeted, so that's a good news for McKinney. And another guy I want to mention also that might be signed by the New York Giants is Adrian Colbert. This is a guy that was recently released by the New York Jets, and he spent time with the Giants last season. I think this is a guy that the Giants could target in NFL free agency, and another guy that we'll get to in just a second on who I think that might happen. We'll get to it in a second, but go down in the comments and let me know what you have to say about this one. With the ACL injury coming up, his contract's over, he's set to be a free agent. What would you do as the Giants general manager? If you would go and re-sign Jabrill Peppers, go down and type your Y for yes, or go down and type your N for no if you would pass on him. I mean, another guy that I think is possible that the Giants could look for when it comes to a trade is Marcus Maye. Marcus Maye has been mentioned as one of the players in the NFL that has trade rumors attached to him throughout the 2021 NFL season. He has been franchise tagged by the Jets this offseason, and he's a guy that wants to be traded. A quick note on Marcus Maye. This past offseason, he was arrested for a DWI, and he did not report that to the New York Jets. So that's never really a good sign. That didn't get him in standing good graces with the new coach, Robert Saleh. But Marcus Maye, he is a good safety in the NFL. He's not a great safety. He's actually overpaid, in my opinion, right now because he's on the franchise tag. But the Giants and the Jets have worked together on deadline deals in the past. Everyone remembers when Dave Gettleman traded for Leonard Williams, and maybe this could happen again. Maybe Marcus Maye could be making a trip from wearing the green in Gotham City to the blue in New York City. But I don't necessarily think this would happen. But maybe, because at the end of the day, who knows what Dave Gettleman is going to do? Ever since he's taken over as the general manager, it has been a question mark on what he's going to do. So I would not be surprised, but I don't think it would happen. But if a trade happened, I do think it is a high probability that it could be Marcus Maye. Marcus Maye in the 2020 season, like Landon Collins, was one of the best safeties in the NFL. That's why the franchise tag was applied to him, because the Jets, they didn't want to lose him in free agency. You see the stats on screen. He's a lot similar to Jabrill Peppers. He's a attacking safety that can play in the box, 88 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 11 PBUs, 2 INTs, a safety that can play in the box, but he does struggle a little bit in coverage like Jabrill Peppers. I'd like to see him come here. The Giants don't really have the cap money to make a trade happen, so I wouldn't bake on it. I really wouldn't even expect it to happen. I don't. But here on New York Giants Now, we share news and rumors, and a rumor all season long has been that Marcus Maye wants to trade and is on the trade block, and with the Giants now having an injury to a safety, a very valuable one, and Jabrill Peppers, maybe they go out and they make a call to the New York Jets. I mentioned him a little bit earlier, Adrian Colbert. He was recently released by the New York Jets. I think he's a guy that the Giants and Dave Gettleman could consider signing. Colbert, he played a little bit for the Giants last year. He's an explosive player. He's a tall safety. He's fast. He just hasn't really put it all together. He's always been more of a project than a guy that's been productive on the field. He went to the University of Miami, so he's got that Miami swag at the safety spot. I think it is more likely the Giants will sign Adrian Colbert than trade for Marcus Maye. But let me know, guys, what should the Giants do to replace Jabrill Peppers? Do you want him to go sign someone in free agency like Adrian Colbert? Do you want him to trade for someone like Marcus Maye? Get your votes in. Should the Giants trade for a Peppers replacement? Type T for trade or type S for stand pat and hang on and upgrade from within with guys like Julian Love and Xavier McKinney. Guys, hit me up on Twitter. I'm trying to grow my Twitter clout. I want all my Twitter followers to be New York Giants fans, and we're getting there. I've gained over like 100 followers in the past couple weeks, and they're all New York Giants fans. So thank you guys. I appreciate every single person that has followed me on Twitter. And if you want a shout out, I guarantee it, a shout out on the next New York Giants Now episode, follow me on Twitter and send me a DM so I know you're from this video. That way I can shout you out on our next video here at New York Giants Now.